So, Judge, as you reflect on those years that we've lived, and where certain writers have taken up the pen, and it is said that the pen is mightier than the sword. Any comments?
I think we have vindicated the view that the pen is mightier than the sword. I think we can be very proud of what we've done,
Yes.
which is not to say that we should rest on our laurels.
Yes.
There's much work to be done.
Yes, indeed.
And I think certainly we can rest assured that we've lighted, we've put fire to the beacon of hope.
That's right.
On Ireland.
Yes, yes.
I think at least when folks speak in terms of us, I think the image which comes up are the works we've done. And I think that is a lasting testament to our generation, to many of us, or many of those who dreamt of chronicling the history of the island, but who for myriad reasons were not able to contribute as much as they would have liked to contribute. And I think we have to continue that work. We do not have the luxury of stopping. I think we have to be animated, and we have to be propelled by the famous dictum of Martin Luther King when he spoke of the fierce urgency of now. At no other time is the need to write our stories more significant or more important or more necessary. I think we have to continue that effort because there's so much work to be done.
Indeed, indeed.
And
what drives you, Judge? Is it a sense of duty or the sense that we are mortal?
A sense of duty. It's a sense that we carry a significant amount of responsibility. It's a sense of my own mortality. It's a sense that life is a gift. It's a sense that life is perhaps an extension of the biblical parable of the tablets. That is to say, that we were put here to make a contribution. We were put here to exploit our talents, biblical and otherwise. We were put here to try to make, in the words of Michael Jackson, make the world a better place. And everybody, each person has his or her own unique talents. Some of us, we are in our seventh heaven when we sit down in front of a desk and we put pen to paper and we give free rein and expression to those ideas which are percolating below the surface. And I think we are fortunate in the sense that professionally and otherwise we've been given an opportunity to make a difference and to add to the well of knowledge of our own neck of the woods. And yes, the efforts may not necessarily be fully appreciated at this point, but that should not be an impediment. That should not be something which deter us.
That's right.
From continuing. The simple fact of the matter is, if we are preoccupied with a positive reaction at this time, then quite frankly, we may actually curb our efforts because the rewards that we seek to get cannot be measured in terms of spontaneous applause.
In fact, it may not even be measured in terms of our own lifetime.
Well, there you go. You know, but the simple fact is, I am comforted by the knowledge that 25 years, 50 years from now, some archivist, historian, will be searching the deep recesses of old libraries, old collections, and we'll blunder onto some of the works that we've written.
That's right.
And we'll regard it as a treasure, a significant find. And that person will build on what we've done and make his or her own contribution to the knowledge, since knowledge is this infinite realm which can never be fully explored or exploited. And each person aspires at some point to make a contribution to that infinite realm. And we can say that at least within the confines of our own limitations, we have made that contribution. And we've done so with relatively limited resources.
Absolutely.
There's been no grants. There's been no wonderful dispensations from heaven or from Washington.
Or from political patrons.
Or political patrons. On the contrary, we've written the first book. We wrote the first book in 1992. There has not been a single administration which has approached us and say, Christian, Andre, to encourage you in your efforts, sterling effort, we're going to buy 100 books or 200 books. We're going to make it available. We haven't been buffeted by those winds of official encouragement, but we haven't been deterred. And I can say, it's fair to say that Dominicans all over in diaspora, Germany, England, Canada, United States, the Caribbean, I think you can find some of our books in the households of Dominicans in particular, but West Indians all over the world.
Well, I think you can even go beyond that, Irving, and I will share with you that now I've come across Eden and other works that we've produced in academic texts. There's one Hofstra University professor who used it. There's a gentleman from Finland who used some of the work. In fact, I sent you something on crime written by the liaison for the regional security system, and the first book he had in his bibliography was his paper to be delivered in Suriname on Caribbean security was Search of Eden, the second edition. So, you know, folks have already come across the work rather, in a way that have caught their fancy and have caused them to begin to utilize the work as a research platform for their own endeavors in the literary world and in the world of history and social analysis. I'm going to go ahead and cut right now,
yeah,
but we'll continue this tomorrow.
Right.